What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over the weekly tarot energies for all signs Aries through Pisces for the week of October the 20th through the 26th, 2025. For those of you that don't know, hi, my name is Tiara and I do weekly tarot readings for all signs Aries through Pisces every week. So if you want to tag along and see what my cards have in store for you every week, go ahead. Be sure to just hit the subscribe button. You know, it's free. It's no harm, no foul. Also, you'll be able to just get an update. Now, while it is considered a weekly tarot reading, it's basically not a time step attached, so just keep that in mind. So let's say you come across one of the weekly tarot videos that I've recorded in the past, you can still watch it and still get a message and see, you know, what aligns and stuff like that. But for the most part, I do this every week. Aside from weekly tarot readings, I also do collective moon readings as well as podcast episodes depending on what's going on. Well, occasional, not all the time, but just drop in a few here and there. And then I also do vlogs. It just depends on what's going on. But for the most part, thank you guys for visiting this channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. What's coming up for all signs Aries and Pisces for the week of October the 20th through the 26th, 2025. What messages can you relate to them this week? Can you give me a clear-cut message I can give to all signs Aries through Pisces for the week of October the 26th, October the 20th through the 26th, 2025. What messages can I relate to the people that watch this video and those who watch it after? Anything in particular that they need to know in regards to this this week for October the 20th through the 26th, 2025. What messages can I relate to them? Anything in particular, any specific thing? What is it that they need to know for this week of October the 26th, 2020, October the 20th through the 26th, 2025. I don't know why I want to keep saying the 26th, so I don't know if there's something important happening on the 26th. But for the most part, what's coming up for all signs Aries through Pisces for the week of October the 20th through the 26th, 2025? What clear, concise messages I can give to the people that watch then and then now? What is a clear-cut message I can give to all signs Aries through Pisces for the week of October the 20th through the 26th, 2025? What is it that they need to know? Anything, give me a clear-cut message I can give to the people that tune into this video for October the 20th through the 26th, 2025, or just in general. What is the messages that they need to hear for this week? Get 3 more shuffles. For Aries through Pisces for the week of October the 20th through the 26th, 2025, what is the messages that they need to know? Any clear-cut messages they need to know for this week? For Aries through Pisces through October the 20th through the 26th, 2025. Okay. 2. All right. One more shuffle. And then we'll get started with Aries. 3. All right. Go ahead and sweep this over. Okay, hopefully that looks good. Hopefully the lighting's okay, y'all, but let's go ahead and get started. I noticed the cards were having a little bit of trouble shuffling, so I don't know if it's a lot of people that's feeling a little bit more closed off or a little bit more like confused as what's going on. I will say this, Mercury retrograde shadow starts on October the 24th, 2025, if I'm not mistaken. So we may be seeing signs of, like, you know, confusion, communication delays, or communication hiccups, miscommunication in general. We also may have travel delays as well as, like, you know, slow. I don't know why whenever it's a Mercury retrograde in general, it's like, have you noticed like people start to move slow, or just stuff start to feel like time start to feel a little bit warped? But for the most part, I don't know if a lot of people are feeling a little bit more discombobulated. I don't know what's going on right now. Also, like, you know, the astrological climate is a little bit different. So I don't know if that has something to do with that. But for the most part, let's go ahead and get started. I went on that little tangent. All right. Aries, what's coming up for you this week? Knight of Pentacles. You're persistent on getting out of something that knocked you down. You're persistent. What's coming up for you this week, Aries? Yeah, I think you're determined to get yourself out of some type of stagnation, or getting yourself out of, like, I don't know why I want to say rock bottom, but I would say like getting yourself out of this like being left out or feeling as though like you don't have everything that you need in order to push forward. I think you're really working on getting yourself out of some type of situation or some type of difficulties in general. Why the Knight of Pentacles here? You're persistent. And you're closing off your emotions in regards to this. I think you're not putting your emotions in this particular thing. I think you're more so like, you know, saying, you know what, I may feel like shit right now, but I'm gonna just push through. I don't want to like, but I think it's just like you're low-key like losing hope in whatever this is, or you're not literally feeling emotionally connected to what you're doing, possibly in regards to like your work or in regards to like a, I don't see connection energy, but it could be a connection. But I do sense that you're just persevering through this time of where you feel as though like your energy is not fully in it. Why the Nine of Wands here? But it seems like you don't have that. If you push through, you may see like, you know, the options appear before you. But I just get that you're not really in a mode where you're feeling all bubbly or you're not feeling as open. I get like you're a little bit closed off emotionally. You're just putting your head down and getting the work done just so you can avoid dealing with the emotions that come with whatever this is. One more card for Aries this week. Like, what is this? Something gets revealed. I got 2 revealing cards. Some type of unexpected change, possibly. Some type of unexpected change. But it may put you in your head in regards to this. Why is the Moon card here for Aries? Why the Moon reverse? Unexpectedly you're committing to something, but it's like you don't want to commit to something. I'm getting that like it's like you don't want to do something, but you feel obligated to do it. Like you have no choice. And it's like while you may feel as though like you don't want to do this, it's like you have no choice but to go ahead and do it. Because like I get the Moon, it's like unexpectedly you find yourself having to commit or like buckle down on some things, even though deep down you really don't want to go towards whatever this is. I get it could be in regards to work. It's like some type of task you don't want to do, or some unexpected task that's a pain in your ass that comes up out the blue. And it's like, damn, as much as I want to avoid it, I can't avoid it. Let me see. Why the Ace of Cups reverse? What is that about? You can't move. It's like you really cannot. Why do I get like you're just like feeling like I have no choice? That's what I'm getting. It's like I have no choice but to do this. Why the Page of Wands reverse? Yeah, you had to make a decision, a tough decision at that. But what was going to give you the most likely outcome, even though it may like, you know, seem self-centered or self-focused. I just get that you really just did not have no other choice in regards to whatever this is. Why the Nine of Pentacles reverse? Well, actually, yeah, why the Nine of Pentacles reverse? Empress. You're doing... I think you're having to make a decision where you have to commit to yourself. You have to do what's best. I think it's like, this is what's best. That's what I'm getting for you this week, Aries. Reviving something, coming back around to something, reconsidering something. I think you're reconsidering something where it's like, damn, like this, I did not think I had to do this, but I'm doing this. Or I didn't feel as though I had to make the decision, but I have to make this decision. And then this decision may seem like I'm being selfish, but at the same time, it's something that's for the best. So that's the energy I'm getting for you this week. It just seemed like it's very like, you're going to get the job done, whether you like it or not. But emotionally, you just feel disconnected and you just feel as though this is not something that you really wanted to deal with. So that's what I get for you this week. You just feel as though you have no other choice but to do what you had to do, is what I get. So that's what I get for you this week, Aries. All right. Taurus, what's coming up for you this week? What are you breaking ground on? You're moving out of situations where it made you feel Let me see. Let me get more clarification. All right, what's coming up for you this week, Taurus? Yeah, you're getting out of something. Okay, that makes sense. You're no longer waiting on like things to move forward. In fact, I think you're going to be ushering in the changes that you need to make this week. You're not, yeah, you're not sitting in stagnation energy. In fact, I think this may also be in regards to like some type of heartbreak. It's like you've been piddling in some type of like energy where you felt stuck to it, or you felt like you're giving yourself the opportunity to give yourself a new beginning or a new start in whatever area of your life this falls under. Let me see. Why the Page of Pentacles here? Queen of Wands. Yeah, I think you're trying to get yourself out of that rut. Like, you're not going to do yourself a disservice. In fact, I think, like, you pulled the Queen of Wands reverse, clarifying the Justice card, and the Page of Pentacles. Why the Devil reverse here? Some type of past situation that made you feel stuck. That made you feel as though you didn't have no options. I think you're trying to gain your footing back after having a disconnect in your psyche, your body. I think there was something where it just made you feel like you were mostly possibly in one area of your life, like more mental energy, or more like, you know, I think you really just felt disconnected from yourself. And it seemed as though you really wanted to like go back into your own element, even if it's just a small minuscule. Like, for example, you may be, you know, like going back to the things that made you feel a little bit more connected to yourself. Like, oh, I like to paint. I want to start back painting because this is something that I put down before, and I want to come back to it because I dropped it because I felt like your energy was tied up in something. And it made you feel as though you really could not focus on anything else but that. It's some type of past situation you're releasing yourself from that you once felt stuck to. Why the Six of Cups here? Clarifying the Devil. Some type of work or some type of opportunity. Something fell through possibly. But I think you're seeing your options outside of like whatever this was. I think you're learning that there's more fish in the sea than what you were like, you know, pondering over, what you were stuck on. You're starting to see, like, you know, whatever this is, whatever aspect this falls under for you. And what I mean by aspect is mean like either career or relationship or friendship. I'm sorry, but it just depends on the aspect of life this falls under. But I do sense that like you just feel disconnected in general. You felt disconnected. In fact, you didn't feel like yourself. But I think things are going to be balanced out in your favor, where you start to become more aligned with yourself, or you start to feel a little bit more in your element. You're starting to see the options here, and there's might be some type of unexpected communication comes through that acknowledges your efforts, or acknowledges like the efforts that you put into a certain area. But overall, I'm just starting to think you're recognizing that there is more out there for you, or there is some, like, there's more you can do, if that makes sense. One more card from Taurus this week. Knight of Swords reverse. Okay, why the Knight of Swords reverse? Three of Pentacles. There was some type of unspoken why do I get like you've been carrying a lot of stuff on your back, and it's like you was a part, let's say you were part of a group, and it's like you have 4 people a part of this group. 2 other people are just bullshitting. They're expecting the other people to like carry the load, and then there's you and this other person. It's like, okay, we're gonna have to, you know, make this work. But then the other person is like not necessarily committed, but just doing enough just to get by. But you're like very committed to whatever this task is. I get there's like this unspoken, like, why do I feel as though some type of unspoken obligation or some type of unspoken, like, I wouldn't say rule, but like some type of unspoken responsibility that was here. But it's not a fair responsibility. That's why I feel as though it's like the load was just unfairly placed upon you. If that makes sense. Something's going to get rectified in that situation, but I think you're going to drop that load. In fact, because I think it just like limited you. And you're going to make a change. You're going to make some changes outside of whatever this is. And I think like it may not be as sudden because you did pull the Knight of Swords reverse, but I think it's going to be like something that's slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race for you, Taurus, is what I get. You're going to find your footing back. In fact, I think you're going to slowly drop whatever this was that made you feel, and you probably feel obligated to whatever this is because of like how long you've known it or how long you've been doing it. It's like you're starting to recognize like, you know what, I don't have to really exhaust all my energy towards this, whatever this is. I can exhaust it towards the things that are actually, that won't make me lose myself or make me have to sacrifice something that's important to me in order to get somewhere. I think you're going to find that balance this week. You're not fully all the way there, but I think you're slowly but surely getting there is what I get. So that's what I get for you, Taurus. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Gemini, what's coming up for you this week? You're not moving. Okay, you're making you're not making a decision. You're trying to outweigh your options before you move forward in something or before you take any action. You pulled the Two of Wands here and the Chariot card reverse with the Tower at the bottom of the deck. It's some type of decision. I get there's some type of decision that you're not making or a decision that you're delaying until you get a full understanding of what's going on. Let's see. Like something got to be made clear or something have to be like, something got to be rearranged. Let's see. Why the Two of Wands here? Queen of Pentacles. Reverse, actually. Why the Chariot reverse here? Four of Wands. Yeah, I think like you're going to be starting to like, I sense that you're going to be pulling back this week from making any type of harsh or communication. I think you're really going to be withdrawn. Like you're not going to really feel like as open or as like giving. You're going to be pouring back into yourself this week. I think you're going to be healing from something. Something that like, okay, how can I put this? And I think this is the right thing to do because when you're not in a right state of mind, how can you make a solid decision? So I think you're understanding that like if you were to like overextend yourself, it will lead you further down the creek, up the creek without a paddle. But if you give yourself that time to like really rest and to really like sense what direction you want to go from here, tells me that I think you're going to start pouring into yourself. Let's just put it that way. Some type of responsibility was possibly placed on you and it's like, damn, like I don't really want to, like, why do I get like a lot of people are getting like some responsibilities that they did not expect to have, but they have to like, you know, it's something that they must do. I don't know. Why the Queen of Pentacles reverse here? The Hierophant. This could be in regards to a connection here. Someone may, okay, hold on. Because the Seven of Swords reverse at the bottom of the deck with the Judgment card. Okay, someone may come, okay, this is not going to be for everybody, but someone may come back around and try to apologize or try to commit, but I think you're not really trying to like, I think you're deciding on whether or not you want to give something a second chance. This don't have to be a relationship. This can be anything. But I think you're deciding on whether or not you want to give something a second chance or do you want to just stick to yourself is what I get this week. Because the Four of Wands, like, I don't think you're going to jump head first into something. In fact, I think you're really going to reevaluate, like, what it is that you want to do. Because, like I said, with these two cards at the bottom of the deck, someone may come back around from the past and reveal some type of stuff. But I think, ultimately, I don't think you're really in a space to really make that decision. So you're going to pull back and see either what they're going to do or decide what you're going to do. You know what I mean? Why the Four of Swords here? Why the Four of Swords here? The Five of Wands reverse. I don't think, yeah, this is about like healing or getting out of something. Because you, with the Five of Wands reverse clarifying the Four of Swords, I think this was some type of conflict. There's too much stuff was going on in whatever this situation was. And because of all this stuff going on, I think it was probably overstimulating to you too. So it's like, damn, like you weren't really in the right headspace. And I think it was like probably a information overload in whatever this is, or emotional overload in whatever this is. So you're having to regain, like, what is it, recuperate, halt your horses. What, stop your horses, hold your horses, what's that saying? Hold your horses. But anyway, you got the Five of Wands reverse. There probably was a lot of people involved in this situation, or it was a lot of confusion. Like, you probably was hearing multiple things at once. And while Gemini may be the information sign, or like the people that like to get multiple information from different things, even if it's like tiny nuggets, I think this was more so like a lot of combative energy, or some type of energy where it just felt like it was never ending. It's starting to die down, or you're no longer participating in whatever this is. Why do I get foolishness? Like, it was probably something that was very stupid, competing, or like some type of bullshit in regards to a commitment, possibly. One more card for Gemini this week. Eight of Cups. You're walking away. You're walking away in order to find like what will give you that equal give and take that you want. What would give you that fresh energy? What would give you that like emotional renewal? I never really thought of the Page of Cups as emotional renewal, but since it's like so small, it's like a small emotional renewal. Like, you're trying to find your balance back after whatever this is. Why the Eight of Cups here for this week? Yeah, you're trying to find your actual footing. You're no longer interested. This, you pull 2 4 cards, so it's like your foundation was basically being called into question. Like, is this person, or is this places where I'm meant to like put my energy towards, or is this something where I'm supposed to like actually retract? So I think you're really gonna go deep within this week and figure out what will give you the foundation and the emotional renewal that you want, instead of like focusing on like what is in front of you. I think you're gonna focus on like, okay, what is, like, instead of focusing on what's behind you, you're gonna be focusing on what is now. Like, you're not gonna sit up here and allow yourself to fall victim to like the past or the future, but more so like, what will give me that stability that I crave now? What will give me that emotional fulfillment that I need now? And dare I say, if whatever this is caused so much conflict in your life to a point where you had to like stop yourself from actually participating, or you found yourself getting wrapped into it, I highly recommend, my cards are urging you to really take a break, or take a breather, and take a pause. Some people need to remove themselves out of a situation, or to see the situation for what it is, instead of like being directly in it. Because when you're in the thick of it, you're not going to really see all the details. But when you take a step back and you actually give yourself the time and space to actually, see something through, or hear something, because sometimes like there can be like I said, information overload. When it's information overload, you're not going to really understand what to believe or what to really see. Like, you're going to really be in an overwhelming state. So remove yourself from it, remove your emotions from it. I don't know, I want to say remove your emotions from it, and actually like see the situation for what it is versus what you thought it should be. You know what I mean? Because then you start to recognize how something was not really fully the whole package. Probably was a piece of shit, or some duds, or some bullshit. It probably, you start to recognize, I think you're going to start to see something for what it really is this week, versus what you want it to be, or versus what you thought it should be, or versus what this person was telling you, especially after taking a step back and recalibrating your mindset and resetting your foundation. I get a factory reset energy with you, Gemini, versus just going based off of the first thing, that you see, and if that makes sense. So that's what I get for you this week, Gemini. All right. You know what? And that's what I mean. Like, you are ruled by Mercury. So with Gemini, with Mercury in the shadow phase now, I think this energy gonna affect you. Because you're ruled by Mercury. So this is like a reflective energy for you. Is what I'm picking up on. All right. Cancer, what's coming up for you this week? What's coming up for you this week, Cancer? Get you regaining back yourself after some type of heartbreak. You're regaining back yourself after some sort of heartbreak. You're no longer going to be piddling around in heartbreak energy or an energy that made you feel yucky, made you feel like shit. What's coming up for Cancer this week? You're putting an end to things this week. I think you're going to be, either you're going to be communicating your piece, or someone's going to communicate to you, that someone's going to bring communication to you that make you recognize that there's far more out there for you than what you thought it was. I think you're going to be putting an end to something that was very turbulent, or you're putting an end, like you're probably at the tail end of healing from whatever this is. Something that caused heartbreak. And you're going to be regaining back yourself. The Queen of Cups. Why the Queen of Cups here? The Fool. You're not stopping change. I think you're going to be ushering in change here. You're not going to stop. And why do I get that you're not going to stop yourself from like feeling your feelings for what it is? Like this y'all are a water sign. And I know this is typical. But y'all are the Cancer. Y'all are ruled by the moon. And with the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. The moon is the fastest changing planet there is. So I think you're not going to stop yourself from feeling how you feel. Let me see. And honestly, I hope you're not like blocking off your emotions or stopping your flow. But I think there's some type of change that's happening here. Possibly in a situation that was unfair, that revolved around harshness. There's something that you're gaining back your power over. The situation is no longer ruling over you. Why the Death card here? 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 The Sun. You're going to be regaining back your footing, Cancer. And you're no longer going to work on things or put your energy towards things that take away from you or really try to bring you down. Whatever the situation was that has transpired that really hurt you or really broke your heart or really just like really put a bad taste in your mouth, you're going to find yourself getting your power back. Like you're going to stop something from taking over your life or taking over your taking over. Because it seemed as though whatever this was that you were healing from, or whatever this was that you were going through, it really did take precedence over, it overshadowed a lot of stuff. Like, for example, you could be having a good day, but then in the back of your mind, the situation that put a bad taste in your mouth that really hurt you, it was like something that was like a lingering like pain or a lingering like memory that really like brought you down or made you feel lifeless in a sense, or made you feel hurt. But I think this week you're really going to find yourself getting over those things, and you're going to find yourself like really feeling more like yourself. You're going to not feel as disconnected. In fact, I think you're going to stop like giving that pain the power or your tools to move forward. Like you're not going to give pain the tools over your life. In fact, you're going to give yourself the tools to get over those things, or to like really start to appreciate or see things differently, or to readjust. Like, how can I put this? You're coming back home. You're coming back home. The sun is shining after darkness, is what I get. Why the Fool reverse here? What's that about? 3 cards flew out. Yeah, you're going to get over heartbreak. And regain back emotional renewal energy. Something hasn't closed out, possibly. Something hasn't closed out. Possibly with an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I don't think you're gonna really I don't get like, why do I get like, it's not finality. Like, I think you're like, it don't stop here energy. Like you're saying, it does not stop here. That's what I'm getting from you this week. Why the Sun card clarifying the Death card? Like the Sun of the Death card. Yeah, change. Changes are happening. You're getting out of a cycle here, Cancer. You're being honest with yourself this week. Changes are happening. You're going to allow, and the changes that are happening is going to be in your best interest. It's not something that's going to, like, you know, it may be some painful endings attached to whatever this change is, but it's going to help you regain that sunshine, regain that, like, power, regain that vitality that you lost. It's going to help you feel more empowered. So whatever this is that's being put a halt, like you're putting a halt to whatever this painful memory or this painful energy was, you're going to see yourself slowly start to be like yourself. You're coming back home to yourself. One more card for Cancer this week. That's very beautiful, Cancer. You're giving to yourself. And I think you're going to be recognizing. You're going to be acknowledging your efforts. You're going to be acknowledging yourself this week. You're going to be acknowledging, like, who the fuck you are. Why do when I see pointing out this pentacle, it's like you see all these 5 pentacles, but they're pointing at this one in the center. It's like, no, I know what I bring to the table. Out of all these things, I know what I got is worth it. Why do I get that? Like, you're, like, bringing attention to yourself. You're bringing attention to what you bring. You're bringing attention to your efforts. It's like you're recognizing, because at the bottom of the deck is the 6 of Wands. Outside of all this competition, outside of all this drama, outside of all these people, because this was behind the 6 of Wands, you're going to be seeing yourself. You're like, no. You're going to see yourself stand out this week. You're going to see, like, what you have contributed to a situation or what you gave to a situation. You're going to really just say, no, I am that bitch. That's what I get. I am that bitch. One more card for why the 6 of Pentacles here. Why the 6 of Pentacles here? Knight of Wands. You're determined to make sure you're determined to not allow someone to, like, put a damp rag over you. You're determined to not lose yourself or to lose your standing or to lose your footing or not give someone as much power as they gave, put over your life is what I get. Why the 9 of Wands here? 2 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, you're making a firm decision to, like, halt something. In fact, you're going to be pulling back your energy from people or the situations that was not fully there. You're going to find yourself walking away from those situations that was false foundation. I think false start or false energy. Something that was rooted in falsehood. You're going to be pouring to yourself, and I think there's some changes that are happening for you this week. Doesn't always have to be this week because, like I said, there's no time step on my reading. But I get there's some changes, well-needed changes that are happening in your life that is going to put you on a more peaceful state and a more happy state. Something that will give you something that you... And recognition, possibly unexpected recognition for your efforts. You may be it does not always have to be someone else recognizing your efforts. I think this is going to be you recognizing your efforts in a situation. You're going to be recognizing that you are that girl. You are that man. You are that dude. Like I said, my channel is whatever, but like I said, you're going to be recognizing what you bring to the table. And you're no longer going to accept less than what you deserve. And you're no longer going to put something over, like, you're not going to allow someone to take precedence over your life. Especially some type of pain or something that overshadowed, like, who you are or what you want or, like, what you desire. You're coming back home to yourself this week, Cancer. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Leo, what's coming up for you this week? You're not moving towards something this week. In fact, someone may come back around to apologize, but I think you're going to make a decision to not go forward with it. Let's see. That's just first part. Let me get more clarification. What's coming up for Leo this week? Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm trying not to talk too loud. Ace of Wands. You might be standing Why'd I get you maybe standing out this week? Why the Knight of Wands reverse? Queen of Wands. You're gonna, yeah, you're gonna be standing out this week. I think like, hold on. Why the Ace of Wands here? A lot of wand energy, a lot of fire energy. You're gonna be standing out this week. You're not gonna be waiting to take action on something. I think you're gonna be starting something new this week, or you're gonna be starting to move towards something. But I think you're really gonna be standing out this week. You're going from a Knight of Wands to a Queen of Wands. Like, it's some type of energy where it's like, I'm standing out. Or you're putting your best foot forward. Because you pulled the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck with the Ace of Pentacles. It's like, I know what I bring to the table type energy. Why the Queen of Wands here? Five of Swords. And I think there was something that, like, harsh words was probably communicated to you that tried to speak negatively. I think someone tried to speak negatively over you. Or speak negatively over, like, your ambitions or, like, your goals or something like that. Why do I get, like, some type of, like, negative energy? Like, you know how someone tried to, like, knock you down a peg or two? That's what I got. But I think this week you're really going to be like, no, I'm going to stand out this week. Like, I don't care what. My earring was like that. Hold on. Let me fix my earring. Ah. Oh, yeah. So it was like, okay, let me wrap this up. I get that, like, you know, someone tried to, like, poke holes in your confidence, or poke holes in, like, try to bring doubt to your mind or to your life. Why do I get speaking harshly over your life? But it's like, you're not gonna let that, like, determine who you are, or you're not gonna let that, like, ring true, if that makes sense. And you're gonna be taking action this week. Someone may be trying to hold back, trying to make you, like, feel like you're not worthy, or feel like you're not. Why do I feel as though someone tries to make you feel like you don't got it? But it's like, no, I'm gonna stand out this week. Why the Seven of Pentacles reverse? Yeah, you're taking action this week. Taking action outside of this disappointment or whatever this was. You're no longer going to be sitting patiently waiting on something to make a difference. In fact, I think you're going to be like, you know what? Step aside. I'm going to stand out today. And I think you're going to really stand out and show who you're going to stand out this week and really show who you are. I think you're going to be like, Leos are more so, like, confident. They're way more out there, more outgoing. Someone that, like, you know, especially in the evolved Leo people I know, there's some unevolved Leos, but Leos are very, like, outspoken, very, very out there, loyal. Leos love to, like, you know, they can love to brag, like, say, I told you so. But for the most part, I think, like, Leos, you're gonna really say, you know what, I'm gonna stand out this week. I'm gonna show that I am that person. Like, this disappointment is not gonna take hold over me. I'm going to take action. I'm no longer going to wait on you to take that for. Why is she calling me? Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, Leo. Dang. Okay. But I get that, like, you're not going to take someone's word for it. You know what? That's the energy I do get. It's like, someone may, like, for example, it's like someone may say, oh, I got it handled. But then you see behind closed doors, they don't got it handled. Like, they're not doing shit about it. So, like, and I get the energy, like, you know what? You're not doing it. I'm gonna fucking do it myself. That's the energy I'm getting. Like, I'm tired of waiting on you to get it together. I'm tired of waiting on you to do something. Bitch, I'm gonna do it myself. That's the energy I get. You're gonna be doing something yourself this week. You're gonna be taking action on something that you was waiting on someone else to do, but it's like, okay, this is obviously not getting done, so I'm gonna have to step in and put on my big girl panties or my big boy panties, big boy drawers, and, like, get it together. It's like, if you want it done, you do it yourself. If you want it done right, do it yourself. Oh my God, for Leo this week. Yeah, you're going to be standing. Why do I get you're going to be standing out over some type of like discombobulation or some type of like lack of cooperation amongst people? I think you're really going to be like, you know what? Y'all ain't doing this right. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking do it. Is what I get. You're going to be standing out. Your efforts, like you're going to get something done this week. Why the King of Pentacles here? Yeah, you're going to be standing out this week. You're not going to feel stuck waiting. You're no longer going to be stalling waiting. You're not going to be waiting. You're going to stand out this week. Your effort's going to speak for itself. That's what I get. Like I said, that analogy, like you're waiting on someone else to do it, they're not doing it, or you're not getting the results that you want, so you're now you're going to step in and like put your magic in it, your flavor in it. And then that's what's going to have shit moving the way you want it to, or moving in general. That's what I get for you, Leo. Alright, very interesting. There's too much shit going on. Okay. Virgo, what's coming up for you this week? Coming out of hermit mode. After some type of loss. After some type of loss or false hope. After having the rug swept from under you, you're coming out of that. What's coming up for you this week, Virgo? Something was not changing. Why the Hermit reverse here? Why do I get you're stalling? Like you're getting out of something, but it's like at the same time you're stalling. Why the Wheel of Fortune reversed? Why is that there? Seven of Swords. There was some type of deception here. Someone had you waiting in limbo, possibly. Why do I get a yo-yo energy? Someone was not changing. I think like they may have like emotionally come off one way, but then behind closed doors it was like they were deceptive. Like they were not showing their full hand in something. I'm looking at the snakes on the Wheel of Fortune reverse. I guess get sneaky energy. Someone was sneaky. Possibly being emotionally manipulative or not really being forthright in how they feel about something. The Hermit reverse with the Six of Pentacles. Why is this? Okay, why the Hermit reverse? Why is that there? You're avoiding something. You're avoiding working on something. I think you're avoiding like stalling. Like I think you know what comes with this person or what comes with the territory here. Whatever this is. It don't necessarily have to be romantic, but I think you're just finding out like someone was sneaky. And I think like something's going to be like your intuition is going to be sneaky, like speaking to you. It's going to be speaking to you, and it's going to, you're going to find yourself not working on something or stalling. You're trying to avoid a burden. Why the Six of Pentacles here? There's some type of, what was this King of Cups? There's someone here that may be transparent in their feelings for you. Someone that appears to be like equal give and take, emotionally available, emotionally mature, transparent. There's someone here that's transparent, or someone here that is actually like, you know, who they say they are. And they want something with you. In fact, I think they want to like, you know, show up for you, whoever this is. But then I get a sneaky energy here, but it's mostly coming from a feminine here. Like, they don't know their true feelings. Like, I don't think, like, there might be some feelings here where it's like, I don't think this person has changed, or I don't think this situation is what I think it is. I think someone's emotionally conflicted here. Someone got to see something for what it is. But there's a person here, masculine energy, because the King of Cups here. But we got both masculine and feminine energies in our body, so. But I get there's someone that's very open, very transparent, emotionally mature, balanced, stable, I get. That probably wants to connect with you, but there's some type of, someone's avoiding it. Why do I get avoidance energy? That's odd. No, someone's not being defensive, they're open. Hold on, let me see. Why does Seven of Swords here? What is that about? King of Swords. There's two masculines here. There's a King of Swords who might be cold or like might be playing mind games. Possible Libra. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That it was a lack of cooperation with. Okay. There might be two energies. Well, three energies I'm picking up on. There's a feminine here that may be feeling emotionally conflicted. Possibly over some type of mind games that a person's played, or someone that was being sneaky, or someone that was a liar, a cheater, a bitch. I'll just call it a fucker, dumbass. I don't know. I just get someone was an asshole in a situation, and it left a feminine feeling emotionally conflicted. Like, they don't know if they want something, or they don't know if they do want something. It's like past wounds are coming back up to resurface. And there may be someone that appears that, like, you know, show all the good qualities or the good signs, like a King of Cups, like a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, that comes transparent and, you know, like I said earlier. But it's like you may be avoiding it. What are they avoiding? Why the Tower reverse here? You're avoiding working on it. Like, it's like you may feel like, okay, why do I feel as though like the past may feel as though it's bleeding into the present? Like, there may be some type of residual feelings or residual like experiences that need to wrap up in the feminine's life. Possibly over some type of mind games that a person has played, or some type of manipulation. It's like you want to feel safe again. Let's just put it that way. It's like you don't feel safe. So whatever someone comes to you about something, you may start to think this may be too good to be true, or this may be something that is something that the rug may be pulled from out from under you. But I do get, like, you know, there's a lot of like experiences that you probably need to heal from before you open yourself back up again. But there is two masculines here. One that was harsh, one that was cold, one that was like mixing with their words, like very, I think, gaslighting energy or asshole energy. And then there's, and the feminine feels like like they feel emotionally conflicted. A lot of Queen of Cups here. Some type of lie may get exposed from somebody, and it makes you feel like it makes you question everything or reevaluate everything, and it makes you want to hold back. Like, you're scared of opening yourself up again because of what you've experienced. It's like, for example, it's like someone was in a relationship where everything started off good, but then time has started to go to shit. And it really stained you or really hurt you. So now you may be afraid to open up. Especially after lies. Like, some type of lie was exposed with this person. And it seemed like you may avoid working on something with someone new, or someone that's in your presence. There may be a new person involved that appears to you. Now, sometimes I'll say this, and this may not resonate with all, but let me be honest with you. Sometimes an angel appears. If you believe this stuff, God angels, the universe, but an angel specifically appears in your life to remind you of some things, to remind you of who you are, or to remind you that you deserve love, even if it's just for a brief moment, or an angel appears to compliment you or to make you feel like re-spark something in you. I'll say this, like, and this is going to be long, but I don't mind saying this story. I'm not going to go into detail because who gives a fuck at this point. But long story short, I remember going out and I was going to a store, one of my favorite stores, Publix. I love Publix. But I was going into Publix and I ran across this lady and she complimented me, like, because I had my, I don't know, and to be honest with you, I wasn't really fully dressed up. Was I fully dressed up? I wasn't even fully dressed up. But at the same time, I still had myself put together or something like that. And I got a compliment. She said, oh my gosh, you should do this, you should do that. Like, basically complimenting me. I felt so special. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And usually I come across people whenever, I come across angels like that when someone try to make me feel shitty. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Where someone, like, made me feel shitty or made me feel less than, there was always some type of angel or some type of person that comes up to me and just out the blue, I don't even be asking for it, but out the blue be like sparking back, like reminding me, like, no, like, you are perfect the way that you are, or oh my gosh, you are so amazing, you're so this, like something that re-sparks something that like tried to be diminished by someone else based off their whatever the fuck's wrong with them. So I'm saying this to say is that, like, there may be an angel that appears in your life this week, or, you know, whenever you come across this video, I don't know. But there may be an angel that come across in your life randomly while you're out shopping or out and about, or just your own family, like your own vicinity, that really helps you to feel a little bit more like yourself, or like remind you of certain aspects that try to be diminished by the external realm, is what I'm getting. I hope that makes sense. So whatever this person that may come through that may make you feel like a little bit more open, is like you may be avoiding certain things. I think there's something going to be relit within you that tells you, like, reminds you, like a reminder may come up this week that shows you, like, or reminds you that, like, wow, this situation should not take precedence over my life because I'm really an amazing person. I really deserve the very best. I really am. I just get that type of energy. I hope that made sense, Virgo. I think, like, you're going to really be healing this week, and you may be reminded of certain aspects of yourself this week that shows you, like, that makes it safe for you to feel comfortable, because what someone else may have thought about you, or may have tried to make you think of yourself like that, you get reminded that, like, that was just a reflection of what that person had going on, or that was like them trying to, like, bring you down a notch or two. But I think you're really going to show yourself or give yourself that grace, and someone's going to, like, put, like, you know, be an angel this week and possibly, like, compliment you or give you some type of, like, closure, or some type of, like, what they call it, some type of reassurance this week is what I get. All right, I know I spent forever on Virgo read, but I don't know why I felt the need to say that story. But okay, Libra, what's coming up for you this week? 2 cards flew out. Oh, you're recognized. Oh, gaining recognition. You're walking away from lack this week. You're recognizing your worth in something. Why the 5 of Pentacles reverse? Why the 5 of Pentacles reverse? King of, oh, you're going to be gaining back your stability this week. You might be in your head, or you might have felt trapped, but I think you're going to be gaining back some type of footing this week, Libra. Why the 6 of Wands here? Why the 6 of Wands here? 3 of Cups reverse. You're gonna be standing out over a group of people, your reliability is going to be put on the forefront this week. Your skill sets is going to be put on the forefront this week. After some type of failure or some type of like undisclosed, something that was undisclosed, or some type of like, why do I get chain effect? I get the word chain effect in my head. Why the King of Pentacles clarifying the Five of Pentacles reversed? You're going to be gaining back your footing, your stability. Something's going to get blocked. You're going to be disconnecting from some type of blockage. Something's going to get blocked this week where it's not going to shake you. It's like you're being shielded from something. Snapping back at you. Why the Three of Cups reversed clarifying the Six of Wands reversed? Yeah, there was some type of yeah. You're gonna show out, like you're gonna, why do I get, you're gonna really like, your responsible nature is gonna take out, or like your skill sets is gonna take precedence. Like you're gonna be like, same as like, was it the same as Leo reading? Same as Leo reading. I don't know if you got Leo placements, but I do get that like you're gonna be standing out, like over some type of like your skill sets. I get is your skill sets primarily. It's going to stand out. Like you're going to be taking over something after some type of like people not doing what they're supposed to do, or people not necessarily like getting the job done the way that it's supposed to get done. And I think you're really going to stand out this week of like for example, you know how to do certain things and you know how to take charge. It's like you're going to be taking charge this week. It's similar to the Leo read I got. So I don't know if you got Leo placements, but if you do, check out the Leo timestamp. Yeah. Like you're going to be admired for your ability to take charge. You're going to be over some type of chaos, or over some type of disarray, or some type of like energy, pop my knee, but over some type of like lack of cooperation amongst a group of people. Like something probably was falling apart, but something gets blocked. Like your skill sets are going to be highlighted this week. Why the Eight of Wands reversed here? What is that about? Yeah. Someone's holding back. They're going to let justice do their thing. Like you're going to, okay, why do I get like you're going to let your work do the talking for you? You're going to let your work do the talking for you. Your skills are going to be on display this week. I don't know why I keep getting that. You're going to let your work do the talking for you. You don't have to communicate. It's like you're going to stand out naturally this week. It's going to stand out. Like someone may not know what they're doing, but you know what to do. And it's like they didn't know you know how to do it. But then when you take charge, it's like, oh shit, like you really are amazing at this. Why didn't you show this sooner? Let's see. One more card for Libra this week. Change is happening. Someone may apologize at the emotion, like some emotionally disconnected person may come out and apologize to you this week. Some type of change. Someone's gonna, why do I get to spill their hearts? Like they're gonna like talk, communicate something with you. Why the Queen of Cups reversed? Why is that there? What's that about? Yeah, someone's gonna drop their guard. Someone's really gonna like open up to you this week. This is a side story. Someone's going to open up to you this week. Someone that probably was emotionally closed off. I don't think they're going to really be emotionally communicating whatever this is, but I do get that they're going to come back around and apologize. They're going to drop their guard and be open and honest with you. They're going to be open and honest with you. There's some type of change happening. Why the Wheel of Fortune here? Yeah, some type of unexpected change happening where they was holding back, but I think someone may be communicating these changes to you. There might be some type of unexpected change happening in your life, or in some type of space, or whatever area of your life this is happening in, and there's going to be some communication or some type of an apology about something, but someone was holding back explaining these changes. I think someone was avoiding telling you these changes that are transpiring, but they're going to outright say it. But this is someone that is emotionally disconnected. In fact, I don't think they're really like, how can I put this? They're not going to be emotionally open about it, but they're going to be like they're not like fully, like they're not putting all type of things. Like they're emotionally they're closed off, but physically they may be open, or mentally they may be open, but emotionally they're closed off, and spiritually they're closed off. Very dry communication or dry apology. I don't think, or dry, like something dry. I get 2 sevens here. I think they might be spiritually cut off too. Why do I get that? Like they're spiritually disconnected. Whoever this is, they're going to communicate. They're going to apologize about some type of unexpected change. So that's another story I get for you, Libra. All right. But they're holding back some type of details. This is in regards to work, possibly. Might be in regards to work, but that's what I get for you this week. Already at an hour. Huh. All right. We're going to, how many left? 5 more left? All right. Let's do it. Scorpio, what's coming up for you this week? Oh, shit. Got bent. Empress reverse. Ace of Swords. There's some type of lie involved here. Someone was lying. I get greedy. Like they put some in their back pocket and lied about having something, and they did. Like they didn't have it. It's something around that nature. One more card for Scorpio this week. What's coming up for Scorpio this week? Put you in your head. What's coming up for Scorpio this week? What's coming up for Scorpio this week? What the fuck? Go with the perk. What the perk? Where'd it go? Devil. Hold on. Okay, I knew there was more cards. Okay, alright. What's coming up for Scorpio this week? Okay. Why do I get emotionally closed off? Why do I get someone held some in their back pocket? And okay. Okay, this is so random, but I'm getting this image. You know that Uno game, like that Uno meme or whatever, where like someone had Uno cards up their ass and they didn't disclose that they hid the rest of the Uno cards in their ass crack. And I know this is so random, but that's the image I'm getting. I don't know why I'm getting that weird ass image, but it's like someone held something back from you, but it's like they were doing that just to preserve themselves, or doing that just to like win something. Why do I get they weren't fair? They weren't transparent. They weren't communicating what they had. They made it seem as though they didn't have something, and they did. Is what I get. Resources, possibly. Ooh, why do my cards keep in there? Okay. Why the Empress reverse here? Someone hold. Yes. So that image. Okay, I know that image sounds weird as fuck. I promise you, I know it sounds weird as fuck the way I'm describing it. If I remember, I posted in my community tab what I'm talking about. But someone made it seem as though they didn't have something, and they did. Or someone withheld information, but didn't tell you about it, just to self-preserve or to like win something. That is so weird. I got that in my head. I was like, oh shit, that's funny. Yeah, someone avoided telling you about their resources. And it may come out. Or telling you about some type of information. They weren't cooperating. Emotionally disconnected bastard. This was someone that was like, they weren't fair. And mind you, when you tried to hide cards, like, because you know, when, like, for Uno card, you have cards like this or whatever. Not like this, you know. But you have cards like this, and, like, some people hide their cards to make it, and they call out Uno. Like, they made it seem as though they have 2 cards, when in actuality they had 5 cards. Like, 3 extra cards hidden in their ass crack. So, why do I get that? I think someone was not playing fair in a situation. They weren't playing fair in a situation. So whatever this is, Scorpio, let's see. Why the King of Cups reversed? What is that about? I'm drawing it up. Why the King of Cups reversed? They're moving on. Someone may spill. Okay, this is the same thing I got for Libra. Like, Someone may be emotionally disconnected and communicate something to you, but it's like, I always get like, I don't know why when I get 2 7s or a 7 in general, why do I feel as though someone's like spiritually not inclined or spiritually disconnected, especially with water energy reverse? Because the Queen of Cups is at the bottom of the deck reverse as well. I think this is someone that is very dry. But I think after the unfairness, I don't know if this unfairness get revealed or whatnot, but I do sense that like this person is moving on from something after some type of apology or some type of fallout. They're moving on from something, I think, but they're no longer giving to something, or they're no longer being fair. That's what I get. They're not being fair. Why the Six of Pentacles reverse? What is that about? Yeah, oh, they're not being fair. Someone's not playing fair in whatever this is. They're not giving to a situation as much as they should, trying to avoid conflict, or I think they're trying to avoid conflict or involving themselves in something emotionally. Someone feel blocked off, or like someone feels like someone feels closed off. They're withholding some information here. Why the Four of Pentacles here? What are they withholding? What are they withholding? Who is this? This is something from the past. Some type of burden that was dropped in the past. Something that put a bad... Okay, Libra, I'm just gonna... Not Libra, Scorpio. You might have Libra placements. But Scorpio, there was someone here that is not being 100% honest with you about what their resources are, what they're not being 100% open or honest or fair in a situation. In fact, I think they're purposely doing that to get ahead, or to like withhold some type of resources or some type of information. And they're moving out of a situation just to preserve themselves, or to make themselves feel as though like they have it together. I got 2 6, well, yeah, I got 2 6s, one reverse, one upright. So this was someone that is, it's an imbalance here. It's not fairness here. And Libra is all about balance and fairness. Y'all love to fucking lie though sometimes. Oh wait, no, not you. I'm talking about Libra. Oh fuck. Why I keep getting Libra energy and Scorpio energy mixed up? This is you, Scorpio. You don't, I mean, y'all like to know stuff. Forgive me, y'all. Scorpio, y'all like to know stuff. Y'all like to see beneath the surface of things. Some of y'all, it just depends on what's in your chart. But for the vast majority of Scorpios, I do know like y'all like to scope beyond the surface here. Y'all don't like something that's surface level. In fact, y'all like to know before like it hits the fan, if that makes sense. And I think you sense that there's some type of unfairness or something that's not being communicated, or someone just withholding their resources, with like not playing fair in a situation, and it's like causing some type of imbalance amongst within you or amongst you. Why the Ten of Cups reverse here? Someone's avoiding taking responsibility for something, and it's causing disappointment amongst you and people. Why did I think that was a dot? Like, oh shit, that scared me. I thought that was a floating dot in the camera. Perosio, Tim, why you do me like that? Anyway. Yeah, my little banana. But anyway, I guess someone was avoiding telling you the truth and avoiding being fair in a situation. Why the Six of Pentacles? Why the Six of Cups reverse here? Why's that there? Yeah, this was someone... I get an unfair victory. I'm just flat out say it. Someone was not being fair. An unfair victory. Holding back resources, being unfair. I get an unfair victory for you this week, Scorpio. Whatever this is, it's not in your head. Someone withholding information. What's another, one more card for Scorpio this week? Two of Cups. After some type of disconnect, I think you're going to be disconnected from this person. In fact, I think you're going to like... You're going to acknowledge that you need to disconnect from whatever this is this week, Scorpio. Damn, you might have Libra placements. Check out the Libra reading if you haven't already, because there might be some nuggets in there for you. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Libra, but Scorpio. That's your read. All right. Sagittarius, what's coming up for you this week? Justice, something, the scales are being balanced here after some type of lie. And I think you're going to hold your composure pretty well after whatever this verdict is. There's going to be some type of scale balancing because you pulled the Justice card after some type of lie at the bottom of the deck, or some type of unspoken communication. What's coming up for you this week, Sagittarius? And it brings up emotional renewal over something that felt never ending. This is something that felt never ending, or something that felt like it was like not closing out, or not necessarily. It just felt like something was never ending, but I think you're going to start to gain back your footing in the situation. Why the Justice card here? Why the Justice card here? Death reverse. 9 of Wands. Yeah, I get it was some type of never ending thing, and it's like after some type of toil, it hasn't came to a completion yet because the Death reverse is here. But I think this is like you're expanding your options, or this is giving you a chance to like expand your horizons here after some type of like back and forth, or some type of like stalling. You're going to be gaining back something this week. Why the Page of Cups here? Why the Page of Cups here? Why the Page of Cups here? Judgment. Something's gonna get rectified here after some type of falsehood, or some type of like breaking foundation. Something's gonna get rectified. Why the Judgment card here? Ace of Cups reverse. And I think you're gonna, whatever this is that get rectified, I think you're not gonna put the whole shebang in. Meaning that like you're not gonna put your whole, like you're not gonna put all your eggs in one basket type energy. Because the Page of Cups is here upright, but the Ace of Cups is reversed. I think you're not gonna really show your whole hand in a situation. In fact, I think you're gonna like let time do the talking. You're gonna slowly but surely pour into your cup, or pour what you can. Like you're not gonna give too much. I think you're gonna really be balancing out. I get a balancing act. You're not gonna be overextending yourself, or you're not gonna be like putting yourself in a situation where you feel as though like you're draining your resources so quickly, or you're draining your energy or your emotional well-being out so quickly. You're not gonna burn yourself out. You're finding that balance this week, Sagittarius, whatever this is. Why the Death reverse? What is that about? This in regards to a connection, possibly. This in regards to a connection. Like it has not fully transformed yet, but it's not something you feel like you want to give your full 100% efforts into. In fact, your emotional energy. Why do I feel as though you might be a little bit closed off, or you may feel a little bit like disconnected? I wouldn't even say disconnected. I think you're you're not purposely doing it, but it's like you're tempering out your energies to where like you can give what you can, because you see how the 7, like these 2 cups are pouring into the other cups. I'm getting that like you're pouring what you can. You're being very strategic, like you're trying to temper out your energies, or temper out you're not trying to spread yourself thin, is what I'm getting this week. So while the 7 of Cups can represent confusion or choices or options, I just get that you're not trying to spread yourself too thin this week. You're trying to balance out your energies before you burn out, or before something transforms. And I think this may be in regards to commitment. Like you're not trying to put, like I said, you're not trying to put all your eggs in one basket. In fact, you might take your time, or you may not be interested in fully investing in something just yet, until you get a full understanding over what this situation may be, or what this situation has in store for you, or what will you gain out of a situation. So I think you're not going to be jumping head first in a situation. In fact, I think you're really going to be evaluating a situation on how you can like balance out each and every aspect of your situation is what I get. One more card for Sagittarius this week. Yeah. This was over some type of commitment. You're resting. Why the Nine of Swords here? Yeah. You're going to give yourself a break. In fact, you're going to stop overextending yourself. And reset your priorities. That's what I get this week. Yeah. Something comes crumbling down. You're going to have to drop something in order to regain something. And this is possibly a connection. You know what? You probably might have saw where all your energy was being put in a connection when you put all your eggs in one basket. But now you're trying to see, like, you're starting to recognize, like, I should not be putting all my eggs in this basket because I think this basket is faulty and it's going to fall the fuck apart at any given moment. So what can I do to preserve myself? Because I think this was, like, really messing with you. Is what I get. So that's what I get for you this week, Sagittarius. Very cool, interesting read. Cool. Alright. 3 more signs left. Capricorn, what's coming up for you this week? You having to make a decision? You're trying to see if you want to give life to something again? What's coming up for you this week, Capricorn? What's coming up for you this week, Capricorn? 2 cards flew out. You're disconnecting yourself. You're preserving yourself as well. Well, the difference between you and Sagittarius was recognizing that someone was wasting, like, their energy was being spread too thin. I think you're recognizing that, like, you don't want to put yourself in, you're recognizing that you don't want to overextend yourself in a situation. You don't want to bring life to a situation. In fact, I think you're making balanced decisions. Let's see. Why the Judgment card here? Yeah, you're going to be withdrawing your energy this week. Or observing or seeing whether or not something deserves a second chance. You're not going to be emotionally tied up into whatever this is when you make the decision or when you withdraw. In fact, I think you're going to really be thinking logically. You're not going to be in your emotional space when you do this decision or when you think about reviving something. I don't think you're going to lie to yourself either when it comes down to this. Why the 7 of Swords reverse? Someone may have, like, someone may come back around to apologize to you, but I don't think you're emotionally connected or you're not emotionally trying to. Someone may have tried to, like, pull on your heartstrings, but I think you're not really giving them that energy to pull on your heartstrings this week. You're holding back. You're blocking communication. I don't even think you're speaking to this person, or you're not giving energy to whatever this situation is. You're making a decision. I'm drawn to the clock on this Judgment card. Like, you're taking your time. It's like you're waiting to see about making a judgment on something. Why the Hermit card here? What is that about? The Pentacles. You're not cooperating with whoever this is. In fact, someone may come. I don't know if you're coming back around or this person is coming back around, but I think there's a lack of cooperation within the situation. And it's like you're no longer going to give to something until you get, like, the information that you need. So there's something that needs to be made clear to you first before you move forward in something this week. And I think you're not going to allow your heartstrings to speak for you. In fact, you're going to start seeing logic, or seeing the situation for what it is, I should say. Confirmation, I guess. Why the 3 of Pentacles reverse? Yeah, you're not working on something. I think you're going to make it clear that you're not going to work on something until something changes. You're not going to work on something until something changes. You're being very selective with your energy is what I get. Why the King of Pentacles here? 3 of Wands. You don't see no outlook. You don't see anything with this person. In fact, I think whatever this is, this was a burden that you dropped, or this is a burden that needs to be dropped in order to maintain yourself, because this is something that you once felt stuck to, or this is something that, like, you felt like had control over you. But I think whatever this is no longer going to hold weight. In fact, you don't even see this shit worth a damn. This person ain't worth a damn. Where do I get that meme I saw? I saw it. It said, "In my village, you ain't worth 3 bananas. You ain't worth a damn." That ain't funny. Wait, or they said like when your grandparents said ain't worth a damn. Like this person ain't worth a damn, or this situation ain't worth a damn. It ain't worth your energy. One more card for Capricorn this week. The Sun. Focus on your happiness. You probably felt burnt out, or you felt like things were like, it's like fleeting happiness was constantly happening. But I think you're really trying to find a consistent pace and happiness, a consistent happiness. And you're no longer going to work on something this week. In fact, you're going to start finalize your foundation, or there's this person that may feel as though they can come in and out, but I think you're going to be blocking this person out just so you can maintain your peace in a situation, maintain your stability in a situation. Why the Sun here? Yeah, you're not going to be communicating to whatever this is. I think you don't have time for drama. You don't want to contribute to drama. I think you're going to be focusing on your career mostly. You're making a head over heart decision is what I get. You're making a head over heart decision on what would give you the most peace and what would give you the most clarity and what would give you the most joy is what I get this week for you, Capricorn. Very nice. Interesting. Very nice. Okay. Aquarius, what's coming up for you this week? Okay, hold on. Okay, just wanna... I don't know why I get... Okay, guard down. Why do I get someone showing their true colors? I haven't even pulled your card yet. I think someone might be showing their true colors this week to you, Aquarius. What's coming up for you this week, Aquarius? Someone may be... Yeah. You're not interested in defending yourself in a situation, or not interested in the combativeness of somebody. Let's see, why the 7 of Wands here? Why the 7 of Wands reverse here? You're not going to work on something. I don't think you're interested. Like, it's like you're tired of having to prove yourself in a situation. So you're no longer going to feel the need to prove yourself in a situation. Or defend yourself in a situation. I think you're just like tired of defending yourself in a situation. Like, you know what, bitch, if you don't see me, you just don't fucking see me. Point blank. If you don't see what I contribute, you just don't fucking see it. That's what I get. The energy that I'm getting from you. Someone shows their true colors, like show their ass this week. Why the 4 of Cups here? But it's like at the same time, either you or this person is not like, they don't want to put... It's like you don't want to close the door on somebody this week. Because you pulled the 8 of Cups reverse, clarifying the 4 of Cups. It's like, you don't want to close the door fully. Or I should say, you don't want to burn the bridge. But I think there's this part of you that's tired of feeling like you need to defend yourself or prove your worth or prove yourself. You're tired of having to prove yourself and you're not interested. It's like, but you don't want to fully close that door. I think you're waiting to see if something would change, or like trying to reflect, see if y'all can come to a solid ground, or like come to an equal playing ground in regards to the situation. Like you're trying to see if you can come to an equal playing ground with this person or this situation. Does not always have to be romantic, y'all. I always have to say that in my readings, it's more so general. So it's going to apply to anything that it makes sense to. Why the 8 of Cups reverse? What is that there for? 6 of Wands. I think you acknowledge this. Hold on. Why the 6 of Wands clarifying the 8 of Cups reverse? You're acknowledging how much a situation really just... Okay, I can read the 8 of Cups as this. 8 of Cups reverse is this. You're not avoiding the truth. You're not avoiding the truth. that's why I got in the beginning. It's like someone may be showing their true colors, and it's like you're not walking away from it, or you're not running away, like you're facing something head on. You may not be interested in what this person have to say, or interested in, like, you may not be interested. Why the Four of Cups here? You're seeing this in a balanced approach. Like, you're not gonna just move sporadically. But I think, okay, why do I get you're waiting, though, too? It's like in the same breath, it's like you see something for what it is, but it's like you're waiting on something. You're acknowledging that something is a dead-end situation, but it's like you're not moving away from it. Or you may be waiting on somebody to change, but the situation is not changing. Why do I get that? That's so weird. Why the Knight of Pentacles reverse? Why the Knight of Pentacles reverse? Why the Knight of Pentacles reverse? There's conflict involved. Probably too many people involved. You're up in the air on what you want to do moving forward. But I get someone shows their true colors. I get that heavily here. Something shows their true colors, but it's like you're not moving. Are you trying to see why someone is not doing something, or why someone changed the way they did? Or are you trying to see if that was just a one-off thing? Because someone may have briefly showed their true colors and then it just disappeared, and it's like, was that just a one-off thing, or is that something that's going to happen continuously? So I think you're trying to see before you walk away from something, is this something that's going to be a consistent thing, or is this something that's just a one-off thing? Because you may be trying to see it from a fair viewpoint, like, okay, they probably had a bad day. It was too much stuff going on. A lot of conflict, too many people involved. But then I get in the same breath, it's like, well, I don't feel, like, it feels as though you don't want to prove anything. Like, you don't have nothing to prove to whatever this situation is. It's like, well, I guess you say, like, there's nothing to gain for me out of this situation anyway. But I want to see something. Like, it's like you're trying to see something. Something, yeah. Let me see. One more card for Aquarius this week. Queen of Cups reversed. Sun. Someone's true. I get someone may show their true colors. Why the Queen of Cups reverse here? Magician. Someone may feel disconnected emotionally from the situation. In fact, there may be a hope being put to something. Someone's not emotionally tied up, or someone just feel like depleted emotionally. It's either you or this person. Something gets revealed. When I think of magic, it's like, you know how magicians is like something that's not rooted in reality sometimes, like, but they can make something out of nothing. But it's also like, I think of magic tricks. You're trying to see if someone tricking you or playing with you. But someone here seems like they're really disconnected. Like, this may be who they really are. Someone may be reserved, possibly. Someone's not working on it. Like, someone's really closed off emotionally. I'm gonna card why the Magician reverse here. Yeah, someone's not working on something. In fact, I think, Aquarius, if you're waiting on someone to change, or see if that was just a one-off thing, or this was just like you're waiting on something to, like, it's like you're not interested in defending. I don't know. You're just in two different minds. But I get, or you or this person, whatever, but I just get that, like, this person, if you're waiting on something, possible water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, possible Gemini, Aries, fire sign, Aries, Sag, Leo, possible Sagittarius. I get fire and water energy heavily, possible earth. But I get whoever this is, they're not working on it. The door is not going to open, and I think you're waiting on the door to open. It's like either you're coming back around to something, or they're coming back around to something. I think there's a need for you to acknowledge that there's nothing going to come out of this. There's not a happy ending. It's not a happy ending. So I don't know who need to hear this, but stop waiting. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. is what I get. Stop waiting. Yeah, Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck reversed. There's nothing there. I don't know if it's you waiting or them waiting, or you're trying to see if the door will open, or you're trying to see if someone will come back around. I don't see that happening. But hey, energy changes all the time. So, but that's what I get. All right, last but not least, my lovely Pisces. What's coming up for you this week? What's coming up for you this week, Pisces? What's coming up for you this week, Pisces? You're getting out of your head. You're tired of waiting around. You're ready to take action. You're tired of being in your head about something. You actually want to make some moves. It's like I'm getting that, like, you're tired of thinking about it. Now you want to do something about it. You know how someone just constantly complain about something, but they're not doing shit about it? That pisses me off. It's like, why the fuck you keep complaining about it if you're not going to do shit about it? So stop complaining if you're just going to sit in the same shit over and over again. That irks the fuck out of me, but let's see. Okay. What's coming up for you this week, Pisces? Ace of Pentacles. You're taking action on some type of opportunity or some type of move. This might be unexpected. This might be unexpected, though. Something from the past. Something that fell through in the past. Something that fell through. Why the Nine of Swords reversed? Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is something that fell through. You're no longer going to be trying to cry over spilled milk, or you're no longer going to be feeling like you're tied up. When I get, you know what, why do I get with the Ten of Pentacles? I'm thinking like something's not submitted. Meaning like something's not concrete. It means the same thing, but what I mean by that is like something's not solid. Something's not set in stone. When I see the Ten of Pentacles reverse. So you're not going to be thinking like, oh, you missed your opportunity or you missed your chance. I think you're going to recognize that like, no, I still got time. So it's not set in stone. Like, this is not set in stone. I'm getting that heavily here. A lot of Ace of Pentacles here. So yeah, something's not set in stone. So you're going to be taking action on something. You're not thinking you lost everything. Why do I get you're recognizing that you have not lost everything? There was possible a lie involved. Either you were lying to yourself about what you had, or like situation probably lied about something. But I get something's not lost. Something's not set in stone, so there's still opportunity to take action towards the thing that you want. Is what I get. Why the Ten of Pentacles reverse? The moon. Yeah, this was an illusion. You probably felt like you lost everything, Pisces. And it caused great disappointment. It caused great disappointment. You felt as though like all was lost. But I think the curtain is starting to be peeled here, where you're starting to recognize that like, wait a second. The Ten of Pentacles, it's not fully cemented. It's not fully concrete. It's not fully solid. I heard a dog bark. So what I'm getting is that like, you're starting to see that like, all is not lost. There's still a pinnacle here that need to be made here. There's still an opportunity here for me. Why is that there? Why are those two Pentacle cards there? Queen of Pentacles. You're going to be turned into yourself. It's possibly in regards to career. You probably felt there was no opportunity here for you, or there was no like type of opening for you. But I think that's starting to show its face. It's going to take its time, because the Queen of Pentacles is reversed. But you're going to be pouring into yourself, or the situation, whatever this is. You're not going to feel as unstable. Something hidden. What is this moon card here for? What's hidden? It's something that fell through, possibly, Pisces. Something that was put to a halt. And it was also something that made you feel stuck. You were stuck in disappointment over something that fell through, possibly in the past. Something that you once saw as a wish fulfillment, something that you saw as your end-all be-all, something that you had the whole picket yard with, whatever. But I think you're starting to recognize that your options are not limited, and that there is an opportunity out there for you to still shine. Like, that may not have been your 10 of Pentacles, but your 10 of Pentacles is still out there. Your 10 of Pentacles is still yet to be created, still yet to be made. So you're building something piece by piece, because you pulled the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles bit by bit. You're building yourself back up. You're not really able to really outpour your energy right now, but I think you're pouring into yourself, and you're starting to recognize, like, you're starting to build stairs to your future, is what I get. Something was put to a halt in the past. I get this is past energy, but you're getting out of your mind over that missed opportunity. I wouldn't even call it a missed opportunity, because if it's meant for you, it will be there for you. But if it's not, the hell with it. I got a lot of Pentacles cards here. One more card for Pisces this week. Ten of Cups reverse. Queen of Cups. You feel emotionally disconnected. I get you feel emotionally disconnected. Like you couldn't. Why did Ten of Cups reverse here? Yeah, you didn't feel like you didn't feel like your best. This was especially after something was revealed to you. But some type of unexpected judgment call. Something that did not come to a close, something that didn't end. Let's see. What is that there for? You feeling emotionally? Yeah, this was after a disconnect with somebody. Pisces, don't think that this is the end all be all. Whatever this is, your Ace of Pentacles or your stability is going to be okay. But you need to give yourself grace when navigating this time, because I think you're starting to recognize that whatever this was that was there for you, it probably was a false sense of a Ten of Pentacles. But I get you're seeing that there's more to be had. That was a faulty Ten of Pentacles. Like, there's still work to be done, is what I get. You're emotionally disconnecting yourself, yes. But I think you're going to put your head down. You're going to start to recognize that, like, you know, you may feel like all is lost. But you know all is not lost. What you're thinking, you're feeling, what you're thinking versus what you're feeling is on two different playing fields. So you need to start to align your thoughts and your emotions together. They need to work hand in hand. You know there's more out there for you, but you feel as though there's not more out there for you. You're probably stuck in some type of illusion in regards to your stability or your relationships or your connections. All is not lost. One more card. Why the Queen of Pentacles reverse? Yeah. All is not lost. There's some type of changes happening, Pisces. Don't think all is lost. Emotional renewal is on the horizon for you, okay? All is not lost. Pour into yourself first before you outpour anything else, and don't think everything is set in stone. It's not set in stone. There is still more to be had out here. In fact, you can rewrite the script and you're a mutable sign. You can make as many changes as you like. It's not the end all be all. Stuff is not fixed. And you're not a fixed sign. I mean, you may have fixed energy. If you have a lot of fixed energy, that's a different story. But I will say that, like, things are not set in stone for you. So recognize that, okay, Pisces, this week? All right. It's 1:39. Damn, 1 hour and 39 minutes. Shit, I need to hurry up. All right. So let's go ahead and do a collective message. What's coming up for the collective for the week of October the 20th through the 26th, 2025? What is a clear cut message I can get to the collective for October the 20th through the 26th, 2025? What is a message I can give to the collective? Clear cut message I can get to the collective for all signs that I read for today. What is a message I can get to the collective for all signs, Aries and Pisces, collective wise, for the week of October the 20th through the 26th, 2025? What is the message that they need to hear What is it that they need to know? What is it that they need to know? Collective-wise, what's the clear-cut message I can give to the collective this week for October the 20th through the 26th, 2025? What is the clear-cut message I can give to the collective here? What is the message that they need to know? What is the message that they need to hear? What's the message I can get to collective? I get 3 more shuffles. Okay, what is the message I can get to collective for all signs in the air for today? Aries through Pisces for the week of October the 20th through the 26th, 2025. 1. Okay, what is the message I can get to all signs Aries through Pisces for the collective for our web for this week of October the 20th through 26th, 2025? What message I can give them? 2. 1 more shuffle. 3. Alright. What is the message I can give to collective this week? 9 of Cups. Immediately I got forgive yourself. Where do I get that? Immediately I got forgive yourself. What's coming up for the collective this week? 10 of Wands reverse. Yeah, forgive yourself. I think you may be faulting yourself for a foundation that has failed or something that has like not fully came through to you. You pulled the 10 of Wands reverse. Don't burden yourself over things that failed. Understand that when things are meant for you, it will be for you. There's there's much more out there for you than what you think. That's what I get. Why the Knight of Cups here? Why the Knight of Cups here? Lovers. There's, yeah. Don't cry over spilled milk. Yes, whatever did not work out. Yeah, it did not work out. But guess what? That opens you up to something that will work out in the future for you. It may not be now. It may not be, probably not in the near future. But just understand, forgive yourself. And open yourself up to something where you feel more in alignment to. I'm drawn to the heart on this person's chest, like it feel like a hollow chest. You feel disconnected. I think you feel as though you've been played with, or you've been feeling as though like you were the reason why things failed. I mean, guess what? It takes 2 to tango. So it's okay to acknowledge where you failed in certain places. But what is not okay is for you to, like, you know, hold on to it and let that, like, be your scarlet letter. You can still make changes. You can become a better person. It's still your responsibility to allow things to change for you or to become better for you. You know, forgive yourself is what I get. Why the 10 of Wands here? Why the 10 of Wands reverse here? Why the 10 of Wands reverse here? Yeah. You need to find forgiveness in this situation with yourself. Like, I hate when people say, like, oh, you need to forgive this person in order to, like, release yourself from it. No, you don't. I mean, if you want to, okay. You can say whatever you want about that. Whatever. It's okay to, like, acknowledge when something fucked up happened. And not automatically think like, oh, someone deserve an apology or someone deserve... No, not that. Saying that someone deserve to be forgiven. Because it's okay to apologize if you want to apologize. Especially if you did something wrong and it's in your heart to apologize to somebody. But I think there's a difference between like giving someone some forgiveness and apologizing to someone. Because sometimes it can be a hollow apology. Because, you know... some shit is just not really genuine. But what I get is that, like, you need to determine whether or not something is worth... You need to determine giving yourself that apology that you give yourself. Like, possibly giving yourself an apology for putting up for something with something that wasn't worth your time, or putting yourself through the ringer to try and keep something around when you learned that, hey, like, no, I know my worth. When you know better, you do better. So, are you going to constantly beat yourself up over something that you did not know too much about, or what you didn't have the tools to really know? Be honest with yourself. Why the Lovers here clarifying the Knight of Cups? Communication may come through from somebody. Someone may try to want to come and reconnect with you. Someone may try to make something right with you. But I think you may see through it, or you may be like reluctant to forgive something. Whether it be yourself or the situation. Ugh. What a Hermit here. Yeah. You may sense something is unfair. Someone may not be honest or forthright. They may appear confident, but like they may appear like cold and outright, but someone may be really trying to like make something right with you. Or you having to make something right with yourself. But I think mainly the message that I'm getting here for you this week, collective. One more card. Why the 8 of Wands here? 2 of Cups. Don't block yourself off from something that actually is worth your time. Someone may offer something to you. But if you feel as if you're not interested, don't feel obligated to stick through with it. And also, this week I'm getting that, like, feel the need to forgive yourself. Flat out. And don't punish yourself for past transgressions. Just do the work to heal and to become a better person. You don't have to live with that scarlet letter. Do not prevent yourself from moving on or feeling as though you don't deserve just because of X, Y, and Z. Also, I do get that, like, you know, if the external trying to make you feel less than, you don't have to tune into that narrative about yourself. Get to know yourself more so those narratives that people may throw at you does not affect your whole life or does not take precedence over your whole life, is what I get. You deserve the very best. And things may be working out in your favor behind closed doors, especially over some unfair situations that has transpired. One more card for the collective this week. 7 of Wands reverse. Yeah, don't feel the need to defend yourself either. Like, all I can say is forgive yourself. I keep getting forgiveness is the theme here. And don't feel the need. If you don't feel like you want to forgive somebody, especially if they fuck you over, you're not obligated to forgive somebody. Because why is that your cosmic duty to do that for somebody? Oh, well, I mean, we can go have a debate all day long, but that's not going to change my mind. Someone should seek forgiveness when they don't really fully know the error of their ways. But the main person you need to learn how to forgive is yourself first and foremost. Is what I get. Forgive yourself first, just so you can learn to forgive. And then give yourself grace. And then don't beat yourself up over past transgressions. Don't beat yourself up over past transgressions here. That's what I get, collective. Very simple, straight to the point. There may be communication coming from somebody that want to offer you something. But don't get in your own way thinking that you don't deserve it, because you deserve the very best. You should believe you deserve the very best. And work on forgiving yourself and becoming a better person for yourself. Just so you can become a better person for everyone else, okay? It works both ways. Like, you gotta have a healthy life within yourself, okay? That's what I get. Alright. Very simple. I know. I hope that made sense. Let's see. I better hurry because it's about to be 2 hours on this thing. Alright, so now we're gonna pull a card of the week, where I pull one of these May You Know cards to leave you off with. If you don't listen to anything else throughout this reading, just know you got a message you can take with you for this week. So what is it that the collective shall know this week? What is the message they should take with them this week? What is the message they should take with them this week? What is it they shall know? What is it that the collective shall know this week? I get 3 more shuffles. 1. What is the collective shall know this week? 2. What is it that the collective shall know this week? 3. Okay. What is it that the collective shall know this week? Fly out the deck. Oh, 2 more. Okay. 2 cards. Okay. Oh, okay. This may play a role in what it is. May you know light and may you know space. So I guess I pulled the may you know. I'll read the may you know light first. Okay. All right. So let's read this. May you know light. May you know light in your life. Chances are you are aware of its power and its beauty because you also know darkness. There's a wisdom in the shadows and light comes through the cracks. Like the stars and sun, light guides us and makes our day. May you find it in your heart and mind to lighten up. Release the darkness that is not serving you. Find and fan your inner glow. Radiate light and be light. May you know light. Very beautiful. Okay, last but not least, may you know space. May you know space. Okay. Alright, may you know space. Space is generous and it expands in the absence of tension. Embrace your own space and create a place that you're happy to be in. There is so much freedom there. Pause, breathe, and know that you are accepting the vastness of the universe. It is in you and all around you. May you know space. So that's what I get for the collective this week. Definitely don't limit yourself, as well as don't feel as though like, you know, you have to beat yourself up or be hard on yourself. I can understand if you did something very fucked up and traumatic to something or somebody, like, yeah, you need to get some help, seek some healing. But at the same time, I don't think it's right to, like, you know, block your blessings or block something, especially if you've been putting in the work to heal or make the necessary changes so you won't put that on someone else, or so you won't repeat the same mistakes, or so you won't, like, do the same thing that has transpired. You know what I mean? Make the necessary changes and forgive yourself for accepting less than. Forgive yourself for doing some. Just forgive yourself is what I get. So that's what I get for the collective this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. I post weekly, so definitely stay tuned. If you want to hear what my cards have in store for you this week, hit the subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you never miss when I post. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.